Welcome to AICarGuru, your go-to destination for exploring the most iconic and rare automobiles in history. If you're a true car enthusiast, you're in for a treat today. We're going back in time to discover a classic British car that made its mark right after World War II, the 1947 Ford Prefect. This beauty was produced by Ford UK and belongs to the E93A series. The Prefect wasn't just a car, it was a statement of style, durability, and functionality in a time when the world was just recovering from the devastation of war. While America was showing off its big chrome beasts, the UK was keeping things simple yet elegant. That's exactly what the Ford Prefect represented. Powered by a modest 1.2-liter inline-4 engine, the 1947 Ford Prefect wasn't built for speed, but rather for reliability and economy. It produced about 30 horsepower and had a top speed of around 60 miles per hour. Not impressive by today's standards, but back in the late 40s, it was just enough to get you around the city or on a quiet countryside drive. The transmission was a 3-speed manual, and it was rear-wheel drive, which was pretty standard for that era. What really made the Prefect stand out was its robust design. Even with its small size, it offered a fairly spacious interior for a family car of its time. It had comfortable leather seats, a simple dashboard, and a surprisingly solid ride quality for a post-war vehicle. From the outside, the 1947 Ford Prefect had a very classic and boxy look, with a tall grille and round headlights that gave it a charming face. The bumpers were made of real metal, not plastic, and the entire body was built to last. This car was designed with practicality in mind, but Ford also added subtle touches of style that made it visually appealing. Another unique thing about the Ford Prefect was its role in popular culture. It gained fame decades later when author Douglas Adams named one of his characters in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy after this car, Ford Prefect. It was a fun nod to this small, overlooked classic. The Prefect was also popular in countries like Australia and New Zealand, where its durability made it a favorite among rural drivers. It wasn't unusual to see one of these still running strong even in the 1960s, thanks to its easy-to-maintain engine and tough construction. Restoring a Ford Prefect today is a dream for vintage car lovers. Spare parts can be tricky to find, but the reward is well worth it. When you see one of these rolling down the street, it turns heads, not because it's flashy, but because it's a piece of history brought back to life. Whether you're into classic car restoration or just love learning about automotive history, the 1947 Ford Prefect deserves a spot on your radar. It's a true survivor from an era when cars were built with heart and simplicity. Thanks for tuning in to AICarGuru. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the golden days of the automotive world. Catch you in the next ride.